There comes a moment in every person's life when they realize that kindness without strength becomes an invitation for disrespect. See, you don't lose people's respect in a single day. It disappears slowly. Every time you tolerate what you should have confronted. See, every time you remain silent when your dignity is attacked. Every time you teach others that your boundaries are optional. See, the world does not always treat you according to your heart. It treats you according to the standards you consistently uphold. See, a mountain does not demand respect with words. It earns it through its unshakable presence. In the same way, your silence, your discipline, your confidence, and your self-respect become the invisible force that changes how others approach you. Today, you will discover why people stop respecting good people, how true inner strength creates natural authority, and why the greatest power is not making people fear your anger, but making them fear losing access to your respect. Listen carefully, because one decision you make after this message can completely change the way the world sees you. People often believe respect is something that must be demanded through louder words, greater status, or physical dominance. But if you observe nature, you will discover a different truth. The tallest tree does not argue with the wind. The mountain never announces its height. The river never explains its direction. Their presence alone commands attention. Human beings are no different. The strongest individuals rarely need to convince others of their value because their actions speak continuously. Yet many people unknowingly train the world to disrespect them. Not because they are weak, but because they continuously sacrifice their own dignity to gain temporary acceptance. The first person who must respect you is the one staring back at you in the mirror every morning. If you ignore your own principles, if you repeatedly break promises to yourself, if you constantly tolerate behavior that hurts your peace, then your mind begins to believe that your own needs are negotiable. Once that belief settles inside you, your behavior changes without you realizing it. You begin apologizing for existing. You hesitate before expressing your opinion. You become afraid of disappointing others while constantly disappointing yourself. This silent habit slowly teaches people that your boundaries can be crossed without consequence. Respect is not created by forcing others to admire you. It grows from consistency. Every decision you make tells the world who you are. When you keep your word, even when no one is watching, you strengthen your identity. When you refuse to betray your values for temporary comfort, your confidence deepens. Confidence is not loud. It is calm. It does not seek attention because it already knows its worth. Many people confuse kindness with endless tolerance. They believe being a good person means accepting every insult, every manipulation, every form of disrespect. But kindness without boundaries becomes self-neglect. Imagine leaving the front door of your home open every night. See? Would you blame strangers for walking inside? Of course not. You would recognize that the absence of a boundary invited the behavior. See? The same principle exists in your relationships. Every time you excuse repeated disrespect without consequence, see, you silently communicate that it is acceptable. This does not mean becoming aggressive. It means becoming clear. See, there is enormous power in calm certainty. The individual who speaks less but stands firmly behind every word becomes unforgettable. See, they do not argue endlessly. They do not chase people who misunderstand them. They simply allow their standards to speak louder than their emotions. See, one of the greatest reasons people lose respect is because they desperately seek approval. Approval is addictive because it offers temporary comfort. See, every compliment feels like proof of your worth. Every criticism feels like an attack on your identity. See? As long as your confidence depends on other people's opinions, your emotions remain under their control. See? Someone can elevate your mood with praise and destroy your peace with a single insult. This is not freedom. It is emotional dependence. See? Real strength appears when your identity is built from within. When someone criticizes you unfairly, see, you no longer panic because you already know who you are. When someone refuses to appreciate your effort, see, you continue anyway because your purpose is greater than their opinion. See, this kind of stability makes people think twice before attempting to manipulate you. There is another silent habit that weakens respect. See, explaining yourself to everyone. Many people feel the need to justify every decision they make. They explain why they said no. See, they explain why they change direction. They explain why they protect their time. But every unnecessary explanation slowly communicates uncertainty. See? People begin believing your choices require their permission. A peaceful mind understands that not everyone deserves access to your reasons. See? Silence often carries more authority than endless words. When someone attempts to provoke you, they expect an emotional reaction. See? They want your frustration because it gives them influence over your mind. But when you remain composed, you deny them that power. See? Your calmness becomes uncomfortable for those who feed on emotional chaos. See? They realize they cannot control someone who refuses to abandon inner peace. Self-respect also grows through discipline. See? Every difficult promise you keep strengthens your character. Waking up when you plan to wake up. Exercising when you do not feel motivated. See? Finishing what you started. Speaking truthfully even when lying would be easier. These small victories create an invisible confidence. See, people may never see those private moments, but they will feel their effect whenever they stand in your presence. See, the strongest presence in any room usually belongs to the person who has mastered themselves. They are not easily offended. See, they are not desperate for recognition. They do not compete for attention. They move with intention because they know exactly what they value. See, their peace cannot be purchased by compliments. nor destroyed by criticism. Many fear being disliked, but this fear creates a life of constant compromise. If you attempt to please everyone, you slowly disappear. Your authentic voice becomes quieter. Your genuine personality becomes hidden behind masks designed to satisfy different people. Eventually, clears throat, even you forget who you truly are. Ironically, the more you chase acceptance, the less people respect you, because authenticity always commands more admiration than performance. There will always be individuals who test your limits. Not because they hate you, but because human nature constantly searches for boundaries. Some will interrupt you, some will dismiss your opinions, some will take advantage of your generosity. Every response you choose becomes a lesson. If you remain silent out of fear, they learn they can continue. If you explode emotionally, they learn they can control your emotions. But if you calmly reinforce your standards without anger, they learn that your dignity is not negotiable. Respect is rarely won through intimidation. Fear created by aggression disappears the moment someone stronger arrives. But respect rooted in character remains. When people recognize that you cannot be manipulated by guilt, temptation, pressure, or approval, they begin treating you differently. They understand that your peace is protected, your values are firm, and your presence is built upon something that cannot be taken away by another person's opinion. Most people believe power belongs to the person who speaks the loudest, argues the longest, or always has the last word. But if you study truly disciplined people, you will notice something different. They are rarely rushed into speaking. They are not eager to defend themselves against every accusation. They understand that silence is not weakness. It is control. And control is one of the greatest forms of strength a human being can possess. Every time someone insults you, criticizes you, or tries to provoke you, they are presenting you with a choice. You can surrender control of your emotions, or you can remain the master of your own mind. Most people fail this test because they react instantly. They allow anger to make decisions that wisdom never would. They raise their voice, argue endlessly, and spend hours trying to prove themselves right. In doing so, they give their opponent exactly what they wanted: control over their emotional state. Think about water. Throw a stone into a small puddle and the surface becomes chaotic. Throw that same stone into a deep lake, and the disturbance disappears almost instantly. The difference is not the size of the stone. The difference is the depth of the water. In the same way, people with shallow emotional discipline